They said he was just hype. They said he was only a last name. They said the league would humble him in 5 minutes. Then the lights came on in Charlotte, the pocket closed in, and the kid made his mark in the NFL in his very first half of pro football. Shedeur Sanders went up against the Panthers' speed, the league's doubt, and the heavy weight of a last name people love to judge. But he responded with accuracy, perfect timing, and 2 sharp strikes to the same receiver, Kaden Davis. When the second quarter ended, the haters had nothing left except shifting the target. Tonight wasn't about a last name. It was about ball placement, staying calm under pressure, and the kind of control that turns a preseason tryout into a real quarterback discussion. And if you think this is just meaningless August hype, ask yourself this: if he had played badly, would social media be silent, or would it be celebrating his failure? Exactly. Let's talk about how Shedeur changed the mood, shut down the critics, and made the QB1 job sound less like a dream and more like a sure thing. Before we move on with the video, I just want to remind you that the Shedeur Sanders jersey giveaway is still happening. I'm still giving away 4 jerseys to celebrate Shedeur's big performance today. In fact, I'm feeling so generous that I'm raising it to 5 jerseys, which I'll give away on August 21st. Watch out for a video with the sign-up link, so you can make sure you're in the contest and get any updates from NFL Decode. Thank you very much. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. The Cleveland Browns traded up to get Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, pick number 144 overall. 5th round, not first. This wasn't a franchise-changing moment, just a gamble. If you listened to the loudest voices, that became their main point. Maybe he was just a project, maybe a gadget player, maybe just someone to sell jerseys. Then training camp started, and reality kicked in. Joe Flacco was the veteran meant to keep things steady. Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel got the early practice reps, which left shatter fighting against both defenses and people's opinions. Then injuries hit hamstring problems for Pickett and Gabriel. That's when the Browns gave Shedeur the week 1 preseason start, telling him to own the night. With newly signed Tyler Huntley ready on the bench and Flacco wearing a ball cap, that's not a gift, it's a countdown clock, because when the reps get limited next week, the film will decide who keeps playing. Shedeur didn't need a hype machine, he needed a chance, and tonight he took it. But that's not the whole story. His first drive went exactly how defensive coordinators wanted: safe play calls, tight coverage, and a clean punt. That's the moment when a rookie quarterback can shrink, start aiming instead of throwing, start pressing, start overthinking. But then chaos came from the other side. Carolina's return team fumbled, and the Browns recovered at the Panthers' 10-yard line. Short field, red zone, no place to hide. This is where stories either break apart or take off. Does the rookie panic and throw late, or does he trust his reads, his feet, and release the ball on time? Shedeur chose the second option. Cleveland called a play that put him on the move and needed a steady wrist more than a rocket arm. He rolled out, lined up his shoulders, and made a pro-level throw. 7 yards later, the scoreboard lit up, and the noise turned into excitement. In August, chances like that don't usually come twice. You take them, or you disappear. His end, what happened next, made the critics even quieter. You can talk about the draft all day, but you can't fake perfect ball placement from the far hash on a rollout. On that first touchdown, Shedeur's stance stayed balanced. His release was quick. The ball landed where only Kaden Davis could grab it. That's not just adrenaline, that's skill. It's the kind of detail that separates a good story from a real NFL quarterback. Watch it again, and you'll see him. Glance at the flat defender, hold the hook curl defender just long enough, then fire the ball in before the window closed. That's smart thinking, that's patience. That's a young QB refusing to let the game speed him up. That throw told his teammates, the coaches, and everyone watching at home, he's not just passing through, he's here to take charge. It also told the defense they couldn't just stack the box and dare him to win in tight spaces, because he already did. 1 touchdown, and suddenly the kid everyone called just a brand had real game film, not talk, changing people's minds. But you don't shut your haters up with just one good play. That's when the drive came that turned his debut into a real statement. 5 plays, about 60 yards. Shedeur running the offense like a veteran in a 2-minute drill. The highlight was a 30-yard rainbow throw on the move-perfect touch, dropped right into the receiver's hands, caught with a one-handed grab by Lake Floria along the right sideline. That's where arm talent meets timing. That's when throwing, off balance, becomes a weapon instead of a last resort. In the red zone, Carolina tightened its coverage to block the first throw, but Shedeur didn't hesitate. He read through his options, found the target he wanted, and finished the drive with another pass to Kaden Davis, this time from 12 yards out. It wasn't about throwing as hard as he could, it was about keeping his nerves steady, that series. Put Cleveland ahead, left Carolina scrambling, and silenced all those loud opinions from April. You don't just luck into a drive like that, you take control of it. And when a rookie takes control of a drive in August, coaches start paying attention. Practice reps change after drives like that. Depth charts shift. Locker rooms notice. And the numbers at halftime told their own story. Stats don't always give the full truth, but tonight they were loud and clear. At halftime, Shedeur was 11-14 for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 19 rushing yards. The Browns went into the tunnel leading 14-7. That's not a quick burst of luck, that's steady, solid execution across multiple drives. The ball came out on time. The red zone didn't overwhelm him. He handled pressure with movement, not panic. And when the field got smaller, his accuracy got sharper. If you came in expecting wild plays and constant scrambling, what you saw instead was a quarterback controlling chaos and creating clean throws. That's the difference between an August standout and a September starter. Mechanics and decisions that stay the same even when things heat up. And yes, it's the preseason. Which cuts both ways, because if he had overthrown those passes or forced something dangerous into traffic, you'd be hearing a loud chorus saying he was in over his head. Those same people don't get to dismiss his success just because it doesn't match their storyline. Meanwhile, the internet blew up. Phones lit up. Shedeur Sanders didn't play coy. He posted yes, oh yes, the moment his son's first NFL touchdown hit the end zone. And when the second one came, he followed up with, oh yeah, what now? Hashtag Coach Prime. That's not just a proud dad, that's a Hall of Famer saying, remember this? Then LeBron James jumped in, giving Shedeur credit for his composure and shutting down the idea that it's only preseason. Translation: failure counts. So does success. These aren't throwaway posts. They absorb pressure. They shift the conversation from small circles of critics into the mainstream, where coaches have to answer questions in film rooms, start using the plays as teaching examples. And it all circles back to the huddle players can feel when the whole building has momentum. Tonight, Momentum War number 12. The clicks weren't empty hype, they were context. Shedeur gave the city something real to react to, and the city absolutely reacted. But the biggest message wasn't on the internet, it was on the field. Take away the last name, take away the sentiment, and just talk quarterbacking. We saw quick timing on flat routes, layered touch on deep throws, control over the speed of red zone passes, and a refusal to let pressure mess up his footwork. That's grown man football. We also saw a cultural moment. A young black quarterback, written off as just a product of marketing, walked into his first NFL half and answered with skill, not canons, who look like him. People use flashy when they should say composed. They say brand when they should say student. Tonight, he took those words and flipped them. He didn't need wild scrambles to prove he belonged. He needed to make quick decisions, keep his eyes steady, and deliver accurate throws. That's exactly what he did. So keep the Nepo baby shots and lazy comparisons. Coaches aren't grading tweets, they're grading footwork, vision, and ball placement. And on a night when the storylines were set up to tear him down, he used them as fuel and made everyone follow the game film instead. That kind of performance sticks in a locker room. It sticks in the building. Which brings us to the Browns. Next decision. Officially, they'll talk about the process. Unofficially, practice reps are like Money and Shedeur, just printed more. Joe Flacco still wears the pencil crown for QB1. Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel will get back in the mix once their hamstrings heal, and Tyler Huntley is there as backup insurance. Who just put together 2 clean touchdown drives is going to get a longer look. That means more planned first-read throws, more play-action rollout, and to show that his red zone execution wasn't just a one-night thing. A September starter tonight, he just had to be so good they can't ignore him tomorrow. Mission accomplished. If he stacks 2 more sharp performances in August, the quarterback room will start to feel less crowded and more like a real competition. He can win. Not because of his last name, but because of what's on film. So what do the haters say now? Here's the thing about Augustet's, meant to expose you. And tonight, the truth was clear. Shedeur Sanders didn't just sell hope, he delivered execution. He took a shaky start and turned it into scoring drives. He turned a short field gift into a grown man throw. He led a statement drive dropped in a highlight-level deep ball and connected with the same receiver for a second touchdown like he'd done it for years. The numbers were clean, his eyes were steady, and the building noticed. So when someone shrugs and says, "Only preseason," treat it for what it is, a weak excuse for an outdated take. Because if this is the floor for a 5th-round rookie in his first NFL action, imagine the ceiling when the playbook opens up and the chemistry clicks. Tonight in Charlotte, the noise finally died down. The haters can't say a thing when the film says QB. This is NFL Decode. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon with more NFL updates.